All right, what's going on, brothers? Hopefully everything's going good. Hopefully everything's going well for you guys. All right, brothers. In the background, it says attention is all you need. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna disagree with that philosophy. Also, I want to address all. There's no such thing as bad publicity, as they would say. No attention. No such thing as bad attention, whatever. I'm gonna challenge it in that notion. All right. Now, brothers, when it comes to negative attention, as they would say, a lot of people they would say, well, there's no such thing as bad publicity, blah blah blah, which I can understand what they're saying. But a lot of times, when you get negative attention, it's like a spike. Like, oh snap, you get a bunch of attention. You know what I mean? It might be paying off in the short term, as they would say, but having negative attention has long term effects, and I don't think a lot of people factor that in. Okay, so be careful, man, with the attention that you bring to yourself. All right, your reputation, these things count, brothers. If you have a reputation, that's not so good, it has a lot of effects on your life. All right, you might not notice it at first, but if you pay attention, you'll see the effects it have on your life. But anyway, let me give some examples, right? Of what I'm trying to get at. Because you can apply this with everything. And I'm going to use this when it comes to women, all right? I'm going to give a experience I had as in my lifetime and what you would call a famous, right? So, but anyway, I'm going to use this example real quick. Negative attention is like a 5 hour energy drink. I don't know if they still make those, but it used to be these little 5 hour energy capsules they should sell. And one time I was really tired, right? I was just really tired. So I said, man, I need some energy. So I said, I'm gonna just buy this thing. And one of the guys, they had already had experience with this, so they told me, it's like, no, man, don't do it. He's like, man, if you do it, you're gonna crash. I'm telling you, you're gonna feel even worse. I didn't listen, so I do it anyway. I get a boost of energy. I'm like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. And I'll say maybe about 2, 3 hours. I don't even think it did 5 hours. A couple of hours, man. I think I was even tired than I was before. I'm like, holy crap. He said, I told you, man, you was gonna crash. But anyway, brother, that's what a negative attention is. It's like you have a spike, but it's a big crash. All right. And that's what you see it happening to women. We just use them as an example, and this is the main point I want to drive home. We're gonna use this woman. She went viral a couple of weeks ago, or a week or so ago, whatever it was. Uh, Her name is Sasha Vickery, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, she said she's on OnlyFans, and that a guy had to pay $1,000 to date her. Now, according to, I did think I heard she said she was just trolling, but she's still on OnlyFans. But anyway, I didn't even know who this woman was. I didn't know. I'm pretty sure people knew her. Knew who she is. She's a tennis player. I didn't know who she was. But anyway, she getting the attention for all the wrong reasons, and I don't think she understands the negative effects it's going to have on the long term for her. Now, Sasha, and she's on OnlyFans. Now, Sasha Vickery, I think it's safe to say that she probably is running to guys who are real millionaires, high status men, men with status and with money. It's a good chance she's bumping into these men in real time, more so than the average, excuse me, more so than the average so-called black woman who you see on the internet who's swapping down, that they're bumping into millionaires every day. Like, come on, man, stop. All on TikTok. I bump into millionaires all the time. Millionaires did this, millionaires. Let's stop lying. Let's stop lying. But anyway, all right. But anyway, now Sasha has this bad attention. Do you think, brothers, just think, do you think any man of status or means is going to want to take her seriously? I highly doubt it. And if there were, uh, and if there are, there are. But let's just say some guys who like, damn, I didn't know who she was, but she's not bad looking. But what? Like, I'm just saying, if it was me, and I know other men think like me. That's what makes us That's one of the good things about being human. We have similar experiences. Iron sharpens iron. You know, you guys can post something like, "Hey, how this happened to you?" And I'm pretty positive that thousands of people, if not more, was like, "Yeah, I've experienced something the same." You know. But anyway, if let's say, because I didn't know who she was, right? But let's just say I got status. You know, I got money, right? Status, money, whatever. And she comes across my radar. I'm like, oh snap! I didn't know who she was. And now I see what she's been known for. It's no way I would take that woman seriously. Me, I'm like, will I want to have fun with her? Of course. And that's another point I want to bring up. Now that Sasha, I'm pretty sure guys might know her, but I'm willing to bet you that she's even on more people's radar than she was before. Before, right? I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if she would talk about it, but I would not be surprised that a lot of the guys who are coming in contact with her now or in the future is going to be trying to do what? Bang, bang, ski, ski, ski. You understand what I'm saying? They're not going to want to try to take her seriously. Now, some of you guys might say, well, maybe that's not what she wants. Maybe not. But, brothers, don't let them fool you. I'm willing to bet you all women who, especially who are heterosexual, wants to have kids and be married. I'm willing to bet you they do. The guy Jordan Peterson said a lot of them, a lot of women have came to him complaining, regretting what they've done, wishing they would have started a family, blah, 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 yada, yada, so on and so forth, all that good stuff. A lot of them, trust me, brothers, a lot of them think like that and a lot of them feel like that, but a lot of women want to put up caps and fronts. Oh, I'm living my best life, I'm traveling, I'm drinking wine. That's all cap, man. That's all the facade. It's just a glass house. It really is. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to address that. And also, like I said, now what she's done, she's going to have a lot of negative attention. It's a proverb in the good book, the scriptures, that says, even a child is known by his doings, whether right or pure. I want to say it's Proverbs 21. I can't think of I think it's in the 21st chapter. But it's definitely in Proverbs. So that's going to have a negative effect on her. And I don't think Sasha, I could be wrong, but I don't think she's built for that. But, this is the type of negative attention, that's what it spawns. And she's just an example amongst many. Now I'm going to give you a real-time example, brother, show you that there's nothing new under the sun. It was this girl, man, in my neighborhood, right? She's no longer here. May God rest her soul, in my old neighborhood, where I come from. She would be what you guys would call the local hood rat, whatever. Not to speak ill of her, but she got around. But anyway, brothers, if she was alive today, I have no doubts. I mean, no doubts in my mind that she would have tens of thousands of followers on one of these social medias, if not more. If not more. I mean, what they say today, she's a baddie, fleet, whatever, pressure. She was all that, man. She had great genetics, man. Slim waist, big old booty, a nice big old booty. She was very well built, very well put together. She kind of like had that slim but real thick booty, like, she had a very attractive look. But anyway, brothers, in the city where I come from, right, my original hometown, a lot of guys would say she was the best looking girl as far as looks. Of course, there was a lot of good looking girls, but she was definitely up there. But the point of me bringing her up is that out of all the men who wanted her and all the men who shot their shots at her and the ones who was able to have access to her, because she got around, none of those guys took her seriously. Now, I know one guy who took her seriously, but that didn't work out, you know what I mean? But majority of the guys, they was in and out. They would not take her seriously. Why? Because of her reputation. The negative attention that she got around. And I'm talking about this woman, she was tough, good looks. You understand what I'm saying? Look at Black China. Which one of those guys are taking Black China seriously? Of course, we know Rob, but you guys would call him Rob is a simp. And we all know them women don't want simps. They're not gonna want to be with that. And that's where I think a lot of these women don't understand. The man that they want, you doing these type of things, that's gonna shy a lot of those men away. Men are not dumb. I mean, don't get me wrong, some are. But there's been many times where, I'm not saying I could have got the girl, but there's been many times I see a girl do something. I'm like, oh, I'm cool. I'm not gonna try to shoot at her. You understand? So I remember this one, I ain't gonna get into it, keeping it too long. I'll do it another time. But, these things have negative effects. I don't think a lot of women understand that. You have to be careful. All attention is not good attention. All publicity is not good publicity. You got to be careful. You understand? So, and a lot of women are paying for it as they say, in real time. A lot of guys, like, oh, But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. Sasha, another good example of that. I'll probably do a video. It would be Joy Taylor. Another good example of that. But it's many examples. But anyway, I'm gonna end it right there, though. I'm gonna do some more videos on this subject with women, with the negative attention that they get and what it brings, the long-term effects of having negative attention. And Sasha's gonna get it. She's gonna get it. A lot of guys are not gonna want to take her seriously. They're gonna be looking to. I think they still say pump and dump. A lot of guys are gonna be looking just to pump and dump her. And I'm willing to bet you my last dollar that's not what she wants. She wants to be married and be in a relationship. I'll say 95% of them do. You might say, well, you wrong. You can't say that. Okay, cool. More. I'm telling you, a lot of the women, that's what they want, man. They put up a front and put up an act. It's hard, a lot of times you like, what they saying is, yeah, I understand. And they front so much, but a lot of them women, I'm telling you, man, you be like, wow. When they break, I done seen women break down and just really let loose. Like, I'm like, wow. You was talking all that tough stuff. Now, look at you. They putting up an act, a front. And I think that's another thing that goes against women, in my opinion. A lot of them are not genuine. They're playing games. They're not being genuine. And they're not genuine with themselves. So they're playing these games. You know how it go, and this, that, and third. And now there's a lot more stuff to do with it. I leave it alone. Now you frustrated, they frustrated, he frustrated, all type of stuff, right? But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, brothers, that's it for this. Negative attention does have effects. And Sasha Vickery she's going to experience it if she's not already. It's not already. She's going to experience. And it's a good chance she's probably not going to find nobody to take her seriously. It's a good chance. Not saying it will happen. Maybe she will find somebody that will take her seriously. But I think she just dropped her percentage down at least 30, 35 to 40% by getting this type of attention. OnlyFans, $1,000 to date me. I think she really shot herself in the foot. But anyway, brother, that's it, man. I'm out. Peace.